Hi, welcome back to Tammy's Beauty Tutorials, and today we are going to do a movie inspired look, and this one's kind of near and dear to my heart because not only it was one of my favorite movies, it was also my sister's favorite movie, and today is, well, not today, but this week is her birthday. Her birthday is March 5th, and I don't know if I'll get it downloaded before her birthday or right on her birthday. Today is the March 2nd, and so hopefully I'll get it put up tonight or tomorrow, who knows, but her birthday is March 5th, and anyway, so she passed away 2001, September 22nd, 2001, so she has been gone for quite a while, and I just wanted to do kind of a video to kind of honor her in the best way that I could. And you know me and my love for movies, and we used to watch this movie all the time, so I thought this would be a great way to kind of honor my sister Tacy, and with one of her favorite movies and an inspired look. And so we watched this movie the first time in the theater when it first came out, and then we owned it and watched it a bazillion and trillion times. And so I'm gonna do my hair. I already kind of pre-curled it, and then I will do my makeup and everything. And yeah, so let's get into it. I am gonna do my foundation off camera, and then I'll come back and do my eyes and all that good stuff. And so I will be back. See you in a few. Alright, I am back. My face is all prepped and ready to go. So are my eyes. I'm going to put powder underneath my eyes, and we are going to start this eye look. So just to kind of explain what I'm doing with like the inspired look idea. So I'm not going to make myself look like she does in the wedding scene. I'm going to, because once again I'm doing Magnolias, Joy Roberts' character Shelby, and I decided I want to kind of do like things from the movie, like colors from the movie that they talk about, and that's what I'm going to create my eye look about. So things that inspire me about the movie Magnolias and the character. So there's going to be a lot of pinks, and also maybe something about one of the things they talk about, but a lot of pinks, because I feel like that is, you know, like she says, pink is her signature color. You know, I had to throw that in there. So if you haven't seen the movie, you should. I say that, everyone. Like, if you haven't seen the movie, you should. So let's talk about the palette I'm using. I'm going to use the Cake palette, and probably a few others. I haven't decided. Ooh, I'm going to use, I know I need GV's Place Nubian Coral 3, because I need a gray. Yeah. And I think I might need, I'm going to use Latte 2 from Dominique Cosmetics, because I love the frothy for like a good base color. So I'm going to grab that. Yeah, I think that's everything. So my main palette that I'm going to be working with today is the Cake palette. And here's the case. I had to show you that because it's so cute. It looks like a little oven, and then you pop out the palette, and I should zoom you guys out so you can see. Ooh. Okay, let me put the palette back in. Okay, so here is the outside. Oh, so cute. It's a little oven. And then you open it up. And then, oh, look how cute it is. A little cake. And then you pop. Isn't that fun? I mean, Glamlights really thinks of everything. And then here's a little cake palette. So cute. And then it does have a mirror, but I don't want to like blind you. So here's all the colors. So pretty. Okay, so it has a ton of pinks. But I also really want to use the red velvet color. I'm going to zoom you back in. Because you all know, if you've seen the movie, the famous scene. You know the one thing that her and her mother agreed on. The groom's cake. It's awful. It's shaped as a giant armadillo. People are going to be hacking in this point. It will look like it's bleeding because it's red velvet cake. So I have to use red velvet cake color because in tribute to the movie and the red armadillo cake, red velvet armadillo cake. So I have to use it. I just think that's so funny because that is like one of the lines that sticks out the most. I don't know why I get a kick out of that, but I do. I'm so it's like perfect. So I put and I also can't say frothy. Oh my gosh. I watch Debutante. If you've ever watched Debutante, she's so funny. And I should leave her linked down below because I just love her. But she always says words are hard. And words are hard. And I cannot say frothy. What's wrong with me? I cannot say words. And so, anyway. So every time I can't say anything, I now think of her saying that words are hard. Words are hard. So she'll get a kick out of me saying that. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my Nubian palette. And I'm going to use this light gray shade because it looks like, once again, the armadillo cake. The gray icing. I don't even know how you begin to make gray icing. So I should explain the movie. So the movie is about these group of women. And it's also based on the play, if you didn't know. And I don't know who originally wrote the play. I should have looked that up. Let me Google that really quick. So the original movie was made in 1989. And but it won Golden Globes for Best Supporting Actress. But it was based on a play. I know that. Does it say what play? Oh, still hanging on his playwright. It's Robert Harling. That's who originally wrote the play that it was based on. I've always found that super interesting. You know, my theater geekiness is coming through. And, but yeah, but I know in the play, it doesn't show the main characters at all. It just shows the women in the salon. So it doesn't show the other scenes at all. So when the movie came out, they brought in all the other characters. And they talked, you know, that they talked about in the play. But in the actual play, it just shows them at the salon. Which, you know, which is near and dear to my heart, that it takes place in a salon. Even as a teenager, when I first, well, a kid, as I first saw the movie, you know, I liked that part. You know. Of course, I don't feel like I'm really like Linnell. Anyway, I'm ahead of myself. So it's about these Southern women, and like I said, it takes place a lot in a salon. And so the characters: Linnell, Truvy, Clary, Weezer, Shelby, and Sally. Oh, what's her mom? Darn it! Don't you hate that when you, like, it's at the tip of your tongue and you cannot remember? It was just there. I'm gonna be so mad when I see it, because I know it. Mullen. Oh, I know it. I knew it. And then it was like, oh, that's so annoying. Anyway, Mullen. And Mullen and Shelby. Shelby is Mullen's daughter. And Shelby is a diabetic. And it starts out, and it's Shelby's wedding. And so everything is kind of centered, the opening scenes, kind of them getting ready for Shelby's big day. And Weezer is kind of like the grumpy old lady. You know, she's just kind of like very cantankerous, and, you know, everybody kind of has a love-hate relationship with her. Like, she's Mullen, and it's a next door neighbor. And she really, Mullen's husband really dislikes her. Like, a lot of dislike. It's super funny. And then Clary, it was like the former mayor's wife, and he passed away. And so she's very wealthy, and she's really funny. And her and Weezer also kind of a love-hate relationship. They act like they hate each other, but they're really, like, they're probably best friends. You know. But, oh my gosh, that makeup is so good. And this is red velvet. The red velvet color. And anyway, so and Truvy is the hairstylist, and she's getting them all ready, and her stylist that she had working with her just kind of bailed on her, so she needs a new hairstylist to working for, and that's where Linnell comes in. She's looking for a job. Nobody knows who she is. She is not originally from their small town, and you know, so she kind of shows up. She's staying at like a boarding house or something, and she kind of shows up. They don't know anything about her. She just graduated from hair school, and she shows up, and Truvy hires her on the spot. And that's kind of how it starts out. And then, like, you find out as they're getting ready, like Shelby is a diabetic, and and then they invite Linnell. They find out about Linnell, a little about Linnell's past, about her husband and how he basically is a criminal and he left her with nothing, and so they invite her to the wedding. And while they're getting ready, that's when like I said, the scene with the cake, and she also shares that her two favorite colors, our favorite signature color is pink, and the wedding colors are blush and bashful. And and she also worried about getting married and having kids because she really wants to have kids of her own. But with her being a diabetic, she can't have kids. Or they tell her that they don't know if she can have kids, because the risk of her having kids could be bad. And it's just, so it kind of goes through that, and then she kind of has like her blood sugar's really low, and so she kind of has this episode. And so you kind of really see the first thing with her, like illness and stuff, with her diabetic. Because that's the first time you see it. And then it goes on to the wedding and everything. Oh. Hold on. Sorry about that. My phone. I should have turned the sound down, and I didn't. So, my bad. How come is when you're in the middle of something, people call you? When you're not busy at all, that's when you get phone. Like, nobody wants to talk to you. Oh, and this is the cranberry. All right. I really like this palette. The colors are so good. So good. If you're ever on the fence about glam lights, you should not be. They're so good. So pigmented. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Love them. I want to dip it up. Can I use my Huda? I stinking love this black. I don't know why this black. This is like my new favorite black shade of all stinking time. Like, I don't know why this formula is so good. So good. But I'm probably gonna hit pan on it Because anytime I want to like smoke out my eye, this is what I'm reaching for. It's so good. And I'm just gonna kind of blend that out. Just don't want like a harsh line, and I just wanted to deepen that up. Kind of smoke that out. Just a little bit. See, it's still no harsh lines. That was so nice. So what is that Huda? Okay. I can't believe we're already into March. Okay, so we talked about, so we're talking about the movie. And so through the movie, you kind of go through these, like, through everything with these women, like Shelby's wedding, and then she gets married, and then, like I said, she wants to have a baby. So after the wedding, she does end up getting pregnant. And at first, Millen is really not kind of happy about it. Well, and of course she comes around when the baby comes. But then, you know, since Shelby really wasn't supposed to have a baby, it didn't really, there was like complications, like her kidneys kind of started going through failure. So Millen donates her, so her kidney shuts down. She has to be on dialysis. And then they kind of go through that. And I'm not going to tell you all what happens. You have to see the movie if you haven't. The people that knows what happens. But that's all I'm going to say. But it's mainly, the movie's about like the friendship of these women and how they were there for each other through good times and bad, and they just the bond, and every, like I said, everything kind of centers around their time at this salon, Truvy's, which is so funny because, like, you know, which is kind of true, like the relationship between your hairstylist and, you know, I could see that. And like their friendships and them talking and, you know, the gossip, and it's just kind of funny. And how they're there for each other, and it's a really good movie. And, you know, so that also to kind of tell you about my sister, since this video is kind of about my sister. her name was Tacy, and like I said, her birthday is March 5th. And she's my older sister, and she was born in 76, I think. I'm not even gonna lie. It took me a minute. It's been a while. She actually was shorter than I was. You know, I'm really short, and so she really hated that I was short, that she was shorter than me, because I was younger. And she also hated when people said her name wrong, because since it was Tacy, and everybody wanted to call her Tracy, and so if people got it wrong, she was so mad that everybody wanted to call her Tracy, and then or Stacy, Tracy or Chase. They'd put the R in it, and that would make her so mad. Stupid. And then we also had a really complicated maiden name. So she was basically always having to correct people about her first name and her last name. So funny. So I got off kind of easy. Mine's really easy to say. Alright, I'm going to go off camera and put eyeliner and mascara on, and then I'll come back. Oh, and I'll probably finish my face and everything, because, you know, it takes a while. And then I will do my hair on camera, and I'll be back. Alright, so my makeup's done. Let's start the hair. And I really like it. And I use the Jaclyn Hill, the luminous powder. I think it's called the Mood Light, which kind of give it that bridal glow, and I love it. And you know, today's her launch for her core products, and she's re-releasing the highlights and then the blush and bronzer. So excited about those. I'm not gonna get them today. I am going to wait until next month, I believe. But I am going to get her core stuff. Make no mistake, I will be getting the Jaclyn Hill stuff, because you know I'm obsessed. I got problems. I have other things that I'm saving up for. You know, I got some other priorities. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the hair, now hers, you know, I'm going to kind of like bring up to date, because, you know, it's very 80s kind of updo. So I'm not going to do it as 80s. You know, I'm going to give it a little bit of height, and I'm going to kind of modernize it a little bit. Because it is definitely kind of an 80s updo. Which there is nothing. I love me some big hair. But it's definitely that kind of style that she has for that updo. Okay. But they kind of had it all kind of pulled back, where it was kind of like off her face, and then she kind of had it like half up, half down. But then she had like, she did have like a poof. Like I said, she had like a big poof. I'm not going to do mine as high. Because I definitely think that is kind of because I think she has more hair than I do. And then I think either they had like a hairpiece, like a braid, or they braided it. And then they also had like a spray of flowers going across it. If I remember correctly. Because the picture I have doesn't show the back. So I'm just kind of going by my memory of when she's fixing the hair. But I do think she had like kind of a braid or something. I know she had like a spray of flowers, but I do think it was braided. So kind of have that. I could be wrong. But I'm going to put a braid in because that's kind of easy. Since I don't have a spray of flowers, that would kind of work. And braids are so in with updos. Because it kind of gives it extra texture. And I'm doing a simple 3-strand braid. And then I'm just going to take it and go across. And then I'm just going to put a bobby pin like right there to kind of hold it down. I might put one right here too. So it's not sticking out or anything. Let me see. She does have a spray of flowers. I can't tell that she does have like a braid. It is so 80s though. Mine's not as big. I'm not gonna braid that side, this side, because I think I like kind of one. I'm just gonna do the one side. Oh, this be right there. Alright, so this is the finished look. Let me show you the back. I can't even see the back, so hopefully it looks good on the back. There's no holes or anything. Wait. I'm dropping things. Alright. Comment below and let me know if that looks good in the back. Alright. So that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this inspired look of Shelby from Still Magnolias hair and makeup, and also a little tribute to my late sister Tacy. And I hope that you guys had a wonderful day, and if you haven't already subscribe to my channel, please do so, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. And let me zoom in on my face and show you the whole look. Alright, I will see you guys next time. Bye!